Okay, in this video, we are going towards Cambridge O-Level Biology Paper 1 Multiple Choice 5090 May June 2025 most latest paper. It is just like IGCSE and it is a 40 marks questions over there. Okay, let's start to the solution over there. A student observes A student observes a human egg cell through a light microscope. The cell is 0.12 millimeter in diameter. The student draws the diagram of this egg cell. The diagram has the diameter 4.2 centimeter over there. What is the magnification of the drawing to the nearest whole number over there? So if we just observe that this millimeter is going towards 42 like that. So 12, 3 times 36. Uh, okay, because in millimeter, if I want to convert it into centimeter, it is going to 4.2 centimeter. Means 10 times is being taken when it is 1.2. And now he is saying that it is going towards almost increasing to with 3 also, then 0.12 millimeter is going towards 1.0 point. For converting it into centimeter, I will say 0.012 centimeter. So if I just take this one, how much I can magnify to get my 4.2 centimeter. So it should approximately take multiply. If I multiply by 5, it will stay in the 0.012 like that. Just 0 0.6 for 35, for 50 is not possible. So approximate number should be multiplied by 350 is approximately making it equal to 4.2 centimeter over there. Which row correctly identifies a cell, tissue, and organ system over there? So if we look here, chloroplast is a cell. No. Sap vacuole, cell. Mesophyll tissue. Red blood cell is not a tissue. Red blood cell is a cell. Sap vacuole is not a tissue. Neuron is a cell. Muscle is a tissue. Leaf is an organ. Urinary is an organ system. So option D is perfect for it according to the definition of cell, tissue, organ and organ system over there. The diagram shows a species of arthropods. Arthropods means related to insects over there, where I can say which group of arthropods uh, does this species belongs over there. So it is having a millipede or centipede, which is having many legs attached to it. So these type of arthropods are belonging from myriapods over there. Myriapods over there, myriapods. So archaeans, crustaceans, and insects are the other classes of the arthropods phylum over there, and myriapods is the insects which are having a larger number of legs over there. After that, which combination of the factors will result in the fastest rate of diffusion across the membrane over there? So, if I will say here, the surface area of the membrane should be large, temperature should be high, then rate of diffusion will be much larger over there. So surface area of membrane should large and temperature should high only. So this will be going to suit for the answer of fastest rate of diffusion across the cell membrane or any membrane over there. After that, for number 5, he is saying a leaf is taken from some pond wheat. Elotia was placed on microscope slide. A drop of sodium chloride solution is added. The cell of the leaf are then viewed through a light microscope. Okay, microscope slide is taken, Elotia leaf, and drops of sodium chloride solution are available on the slide, and he is observing that view with the help of microscope is shown over here. So for this one he is saying that which statement describes the cell viewed through the microscope? The cells are plasmolized? No, they are still existing with the proper membranes, because water has moved by osmosis. They are still properly with differentiated with the help of cell membranes over there. The cells are plasmolized because water has moved out by osmosis. So if I observe here, this cell is deplasmolized. This is deplasmolized. So when they have lost the water outside, then we can say they are becoming plasmolized, because will not be taken for that case over there. So the cells are plasmolized because water has moved out by osmosis. So there's original formation, if you observe in some cells which are shown by these phenomenons, like they are properly available with the different organelles present over there in a turgid form, and still they are also, again I can say, plasmolized. So here he is saying that they are plasmolized. But if I observe this one and this one over there properly, they all the organelles are being taken in a small space, because the water has taken out, and they are becoming flaccid, or they are becoming plasmolized, because water has moved out by osmosis over there. What is the example of biological catalyst over there? Biological catalyst, if we talk about it, then we can say biological catalyst for bile, for DNA, insulin, and maltase. So biological catalyst is just like a biological enzyme over there. So enzyme, if I talk about that, that is metalase, and remaining bile juice, DNA, insulin, all are not, like bile is for emulsification of fats, for reducing acidity, like that. DNA is heredity material. Insulin is just like to maintain the sugar level over there in the body. But maltase is an enzyme which is going to help for biological chemical reactions over there. What will be the result if the active site of an enzyme is damaged over there? So for this one I will say a different product is produced from the substrate. No, the enzyme cannot carry out its specific reaction. It will be the correct answer for it. If the structure of active site of an enzyme is damaged, then enzyme cannot carry out the specific reaction over there. After that, he is saying the graph shows the rate of activity of enzyme X at different pH values. All other conditions are kept constant. So he is showing rate of enzyme activity and pH over there. So optimum pH is almost shown with 8 over there. So he is saying use the data shown in the graph. Which statement is correct? Enzyme X is denatured in weak acid? No. The kinetic energy of substrate increases between pH 6 to 8? No. The kinetic energy of the enzyme X has lowest pH 4? No. The frequency of effective collisions between the enzyme and substrate is greatest at pH 8 to give the maximum product at its maximum enzymatic activity over there. Move to number 9. Here he is saying the students investigated the rate of photosynthesis at different light intensities. Okay. They counted the number of oxygen bubbles released per minute by submerged aquatic plant placed at different distances from the light source. Okay. Which results would be expected from the investigation over there? So if we observe here, he is saying distance from the light source and number of bubbles per minute. If it is placed 20 centimeter, it means it should be maximum, because when light is very near to the bubble source over there, or towards the plants over there, intensity should be maximum. So I will say it can be 65 or it can be 37 over there. And then if I talk about when I am increasing the distance, it should decrease over there in a proper sequence. 65, 62, 51, 45, 14, and 4. He is properly following the descending order over there. So it will be the right option. If we go for D also, 37, 18, 8, then it has increased its bubbles production over there. So it is wrong answer for D over there. And it is starting with smaller numbers. When light intensity source is nearer to the aquatic plant over there, it should be maximum. So first two options are already gone with it. What is the balanced chemical equation for photosynthesis? We remember that photosynthesis is taking carbon dioxide and water and producing glucose and oxygen. Is given for us like for every option: carbon dioxide, water, carbon dioxide, water, carbon dioxide, water, carbon dioxide and water is given, glucose, oxygen is given in all these cases over there. So we will have to go for only checking out the balancing properly. If we look for option C, 6 carbon is here, 6 carbon is here. Uh, 6 2 times 12 for oxygen, and 6 oxygen from here, total 18. 6 is here and 12 is here, 18 is available, and hydrogen is 12, 12 hydrogen is available. So option C is perfect for this one over there. Let's move to number 11 there. Glucose produced by photosynthesis can be converted into other carbohydrates or used immediately as glucose. What is the immediate use of glucose in plants over there? So for this one, I will say what is immediate use of glucose in plants? Building cell walls? No. Providing energy in respiration? Yeah, this is the instantaneous response of glucose for the production of carbon dioxide, water, and ATP during the respiration, where glucose will react with oxygen and ATP will be produced required for respiration energy for plant over there. Which enzyme catalyzes the breakdown of its substrate at an optimum rate of in a low pH over there? So remember that we have studied about stomach over there, that in stomach, uh, for the breakdown of proteins, we use pepsin, which reacts in the lowest pH of HCl environment over there. So that is the enzyme pepsin, which has its maximum optimum rate of pH in acidic environment. When he is talking about low pH, it means it is less than 7, because the pH has the range 1 to 14 over there, and he is low pH, it is 1 to 7, like showing for acidic environment due to present of HCl over there. So that is the pepsin is the only the enzyme which acts at its maximum. For number 13 here, he is saying the diagram shows the human digestive system. One is liver, three is stomach, two is small intestine, a large intestine, and four is small intestine over there. So he is saying which row shows the function of the parts labeled in the diagram: absorption of water and storage of waste food material. So it should be taken for large intestine, mean number 2. So the right answer can be this one or this one: completion of chemical digestion and absorption over there. So if I go towards it, I am saying for absorption and digestion properly over there. So we can say here that it is related to uh, 4. All right, where proper small intestine is used for chemical digestion and absorption. Completion will not be done here as like digestion is properly done, but chemical digestion is completed, and absorption or assimilation of food for body over there is done in the small intestine. So option D will be perfect for it. For number 14 here, he is saying that which substances are involved in emulsification and digestion of vegetable oil in the digestive system. We remember that for the emulsification of fats and lipids, bile juice coming from liver is involved much at larger level. So emulsification of vegetable oil will be used from bile or bile hair. Digestion of vegetable oil, lipid is going to be broken down, protein is not being broken down, lipid, so lipase is going for good answer over there, so option A is perfect for this. After that, which what is not an example of the assimilation of absorbed food molecules over there? So, the use of amino acids to produce antibodies, no. The use of fatty acids to produce lipids, no. The use of glucose to produce glycogen, no. The use of proteins to produce amino acid is an example of assimilation of absorbed food molecules over there. Like protein are not directly absorbed over there, they will be converted into amino acids for the assimilation or becoming the part of the body over there. After that, he is saying which what is the feature of anaerobic respiration in human? It requires oxygen? No. Anaerobic never require any type of oxygen. It produces carbon dioxide? No. It produces lactic acid? Yes. Anaerobic respiration product is lactic acid, which is produced in too much drastic exercise activity over there, or like such activities. It releases more energy than aerobic respiration, will not be taken into account. Yeast can respire aerobically and anaerobically. A student investigates the rate of aerobic respiration in yeast. Okay, oxygen concentration is available and maximum aerobic respiration. Oxygen concentration is increasing. Rate of aerobic respiration is shown for option B also over there. Okay, and oxygen concentration should be maximum. I think so. A should be perfect over there. Yeah, A is perfect because when aerobic respiration has started, rate of aerobic respiration has got its maximum value, after which it has become constant over there. It is not going to show a very steep peak over there. It is not going to show like first increase then decrease. It should not go that the oxygen concentration is increasing and the rate of aerobic respiration is decreasing, because when concentration of oxygen is increasing along x-axis, the rate of aerobic respiration getting its maximum peak over there, then it is becoming constant over there. What mammals have double circulatory system? What is meant by double circulatory system? That we remember that double circulatory system, that the blood is going towards heart, then it is going towards lungs and coming again towards heart, and then it is going towards the whole body back over there. So, for this one, I will say let's read what he is saying. The blood is always enclosed in a vessel, and in the heart chamber, no. The blood pressure passes through the heart twice each complete circuit of the body. He is fine because heart passes from body to heart, heart to lungs, and lungs to heart, and heart to body. So it is passing for two times through the heart. So it is called double circulatory system over there. Pulmonary stenosis is the condition caused by a narrowing of the entrance of the blood vessels, leaving the right ventricle where in the body blood but when where in the body will blood flow be reduced fast as a result of pulmonary stenosis over there. So for this one, I will say this will happen when lungs are going to reduce blood flow over there. Let's check what he is saying. Reduce blood flow in the brain? No. Reduce blood flow to the left ventricle? No. Reduce blood flow through the lungs? Yeah, this one will be perfect. Remember that pulmonary stenosis. Pulmonary stenosis is the condition caused by narrowing the entrance of blood vessel. So when it has been narrowing, pulmonary word is related to lungs over there. Now he is saying that in one beat of the heart, the muscles in the atria and ventricles contract and relax, pushing blood out of the heart into the circulatory system. The diagram shows how long it takes for heart to beat twice. So 0, 0.5 and 1 and 1.5. So key, okay, time per second. What is the heartbeat rate over there? So by observing atria contract, ventricle contract over there, then we can say uh, the heartbeat is going towards being taken as 0.75. 0.75 is approximately per unit time. I will have to take with respect to time 1 and 0.75 if I go with a minute over there to be taken, because the answer is being asked per minute over there. So if we say atria and ventricle relax over there are shown, so our contraction has completed up to here 0.4, and it is approximately equal to 80 beats over there. All right. Okay, 21. The photopictogram. Pictogram means that is taken by electron microscope like that. Photomicrograph. Photomicrograph is which is being taken by microscope, is a simple blood viewed through a light microscope. Okay, one, two, and three. So one is a red blood cell because it is not having any nucleus. This is white blood cell which is having a proper nucleus over there, and this is a platelets like that. And three is just like a plasma because it is not a cell over there. So what he is saying that which row shows the function of labeled parts of the blood. So on the basis of that activity of those cells, functions over there, which is performing which function is related to it. So oxygen transport, yeah, this is hemoglobin non-nucleated. Oxygen transport is taken for option A or option C over there. Hormone transport, hormone transport can be taken with respect to 3 only. So it can be A because hormones can be taken through the plasma over there. So option A will be perfect. Engulfs pathogens with 2 to show that they are white blood cells, they are engulfing the pathogens over there. Which row describes the type of pathogen which causes malaria and its method of transmission over there. So pathogen is protozoan, just like a plasmodium, and transmission by insect like mosquito over there. So we can say it is option A over there. That will be fine for it. Remember that Plasmodium is a virus, is a protozoa of eukaryote, and unicellular, and it is carried by mosquito, which is female Anopheles, properly being taken with its scientific name over there. Okay, a disease is caused by bacterium that infects small intestine producing a toxin. The toxin causes the osmotic movement of water from the cell into the small intestine producing diarrhea and extreme dehydration. Which disease is being described over there? So I will say here it is cholera. It is these are the symptoms of cholera, intestine producing diarrhea and extreme dehydration. This is called cholera. These are the symptoms of food poisoning over there. Which statement is about immunity are correct? Okay. Memory cells are produced as the result of both active and passive immunity. No. Antibodies are made in response to antigen on the surface of pathogen or in the vaccine. It is correct. Each type of antibody, a biochemical shape that is identical, that is antigen to which binds no way. So I will say about immunity, only antibodies are made in response to antigens on the surface of pathogen or inside in the vaccine over there. So option D is perfect for it. Now he is saying which letter shows that the urea is produced. That will be done with the help of liver only. So option D is perfect. Urea is produced in with the help of liver over there. Which substance would not present in the urine of healthy person with normal diet? So, for the normal diet, I will say glucose in the healthy person will not be part. Salt, urea, and water will every time present in the urine, and glucose will not be present. But the person which is not healthy and he is diabetes patient, then he will must have glucose in its urine over there, and urine test is done for checking the sugar level that the patient is that person is a patient of diabetes or not over there. Which part of the eye contains the greatest density of light receptors over there? So for that person, we will say fovea is the eye part which contains high light intensity receptors over there. That name is as fovea over there. After that, he is saying the diagram shows the front of an eye as seen in cross section from above, which diagram shows that eye observing an object in the distance in dim light. In the distance in dim light over there. So I can say here that yeah, his lens will be enlarged because in the distance will be taken and light is dim over there. So I will be much relaxed in that case. So I will say the when it is thickened and thickened, this is for short distance, very closely objects are observed over there for in the distance. So this can be correct or this can be correct, but when the light is dim there will be no protection provided, that should not be there. So option B is correct for this, to show the upper overview of the picture of the cross section of the eye over there for observing an object in the distance in dim light over there. After that, for 29, he is saying different studies have shown that the movement of electrical nerve impulse traveling along the neurons slows down with age. A, B, C, D. I have published the results. The average speed of the nerve impulse in the people is 40 to 50 years old is 55 meter per second. Okay, which study showed the least reduction in the transmission speed between the ages 40 and 60 over there. The speed is reduced at an average of 0.14 meter per second per year. Okay, it is almost reasonable. The speed is reduced 8.2, no, reduced 10%, no, 10 meter per second. So this is approximately true over there. The diagram shows the concentration of glycogen stored in the liver of human, during which period of time secretion of adrenaline, causing the blood glucose concentration move towards its set point over there. So set point, it is going concentration of glycogen is being taken with the help of secretion of adrenaline over there. So section B is going to go for rehabilitation over there. After that, he is saying the diagram shows one end of endocrine glands in the human body labeled X over there. Okay. Which hormone is produced by endocrine gland X over there? If we just observe according to its location over there, it is near to medulla oblongata and pons over there. Okay. So which hormone is released due to it? will be related to luteinizing hormone. Okay, that will be related to luteinizing hormone. Adrenaline is in the pituitary gland. Glucagon is released from the pancreas or liver over pancreas over there. Progesterone is related to sexual hormones. So luteinizing hormone will be perfect for this. A muscle cell from a horse contains 64 chromosomes. How many chromosomes are there in the sperm of horse? So that will be haploid, that will be 50%. So we will say it is 64 divided by 2 is 32. So option B will be perfect for it. The diagram shows the fruits of some plants, which fruit uses wind to disperse its seed over there. So, wind pollination is mostly studied over there. So, that apple is not possible, grapes is not possible, this grass like structures are not possible. The spores like is possible over there for spreading its leaves away from it. Sperm cells are stored in a laboratory before they can be used in artificial insemination. Substances are added to sperm cells for the storage have been shown to damage acrosomes over there. This leads to the reduction in fertility. Which statement describes the reduction in fertility may happen over there? So the sperm cells are rejected by egg cells? No. The sperm cells cannot penetrate into egg cells. Yeah, this is fine. They are not able to properly penetrate into egg cell for showing the fertilization over there. The hormones that controls the menstrual cycle are released in varying amounts during the cycle. During the pregnancy, menstruation is prevented and there are no eggs developed or released. What would be the level of hormone FSH and LH and progesterone during pregnancy over there? So for this one, I will say that it should go with FSH because he is saying during pregnancy. So FSH should go low, LH should go low, and progesterone should go for high. So option B is fine for it. Okay, he is saying sickle cell anemia is caused by a recessive allele. A couple have two children. One of the children has sickle cell anemia, and the parent of other child don't have sickle cell anemia. And the couple is expecting their third child. What is the probability of their child to be will be male with sickle cell anemia over there? So for this one, if we go for Punnett square properly over there, then we can say it is like 100 to 50, 50 to 25% is already being taken. Like first child 100 to 50% and second child is 25%. Now the third child is coming, that will have 12.5% over there as its percentage. You can also draw a Punnett square over there. After that, each human gamete has one sex chromosome. Which statement is correct over there? All egg cells have an X chromosome, all egg cells have Y chromosome, all sperm cells have X chromosomes. So, if it is male, it will be XY. If it is female, it will be XX. So, all sperm cells have X chromosomes over there. Each human gamete has one sex chromosome over there, and all sperm cells have an X chromosome. So last one can also be true over there. No, I will not go with this option over there because all sperm cells has an X chromosome. Which statement is correct? All egg cells have X chromosomes over there only. Both have XX like that. All egg cells have Y. No, all sperm cells have an X chromosome. Sex chromosome for sperm is Y only. What is the food chain? Food chain, we can say food chain is a proper interlink between the organisms. A diagram showing an organism getting its energy by feeding on other organisms. A diagram showing an organism's diet. A diagram showing a flow of energy through a chain of organism. Option C is properly perfect. It is in the form of a definition of food chain over there. The diagram showing a flow of energy through a chain of organisms over there. Soil that contains more water allows denitrifying bacteria to grow well over there. What effects, if which effects will it be seen on the growth of the plants in the soil over there? So, more nitrate ions are taken up by the plants, so plants grow less well. No, if they are taking too much, they can grow in a better way. More nitrogen fixation takes place, so plants grow taller. No. Okay, denitrification results in nitrogen gas being taken by plants and they grow taller. No, nitrogen gas can never be taken over there. There are fewer nitrate ions in the soil, so plant grow less well. That is the option, which is true for according to the statement. Soil that contains more water allows denitrifying bacteria to grow well, which affects that there are fewer nitrate ions in the soil because of too much water, and denitrifying bacteria are not properly working over there. After that, he is saying the statement describes the process of eutrophication, which may happen after excess nitrogen fertilizers run from the fields into the streams. They are not in correct order. Bacteria decay dead plants. Okay. Decay dead plants and use up oxygen. Animals die or leave the area. Light cannot reach aquatic plants. The growth of rate algae increases. Aquatic plants die over there. So I will say here, first of all, which I should go with it, according to this all arrangement of these statements, I will say that 4 will be at number 1. The growth of rate of algae increases. Then light cannot reach to aquatic plants, definitely. This will be the second step. And aquatic plants die, and then I will say bacteria decay the dead plants and use up oxygen over there, and animals die or leave the area over there. Now if you read all of them in a proper arrangement, the growth or rate of algae increases, light cannot reach aquatic plants, and aquatic plants die, and bacteria decay, and animal leaves the area. So option C will be perfect for it. So this was our today paper, which I tried to explain, and